We are joining now Esgedda and Stealth Warrior against Epic and Pandosopoderoso. This is the 2v2 Ratstack tournament, casted by your friendly neighborhood controller player, SammyDiamonds. Here we go, guys. Pando as the Mongols. Let's get the full map up. So we got Esgedda playing in the blue. Start scouting with some cows, sending his scout out to find the others. Then we got his teammate Pando. So they're on the west side of the map. He's doing some good scouting, scouting, if you will. And we got Stealth Warrior in the green, also scouting, scouting, and then finally in the red, we've got Epic. Sorry, it's Epic and Pando are on the team, aren't they? Not Stealth and Esgedda. So it's Esgedda and Stealth in the north, and Epic and Pando, red and yellow, in the south. Runestones is an interesting map. Pretty much Arabia, but you do have these nice wood lines. It's much easier to wall off. Pando's gold is very forward, it's not ideal. Is he gonna push these sheep? Not sheep, deer. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He is. Okay, Pando. You're live on SammyDiamonds' Twitch channel. There probably aren't any viewers, but if there are, this is your moment. Don't let us down. You're doing it for the whole of the PlayStation community. That deer's gonna aggro out. It's just a matter of time. Oh, he's got it. Just in the nick of time. Yes. There's some idle vills happening here, Pando. What are you doing? Get them doing something, bro. Get them on wood or something, just so they're not just chilling. They are just having a vill party. But this deer is coming in, and the boar's coming in. Everything's happening at once. It's a village fest. Yeah, kill those animals. And he's sending these guys to start a little house wall over here. He's got 4 on wood. And now let's see as he goes over, let's see how his teammate Epic's doing. Well, he's lured a deer, very nice. Oh no, we're still with Panda. That won't let me change over. That was strange. Okay, let's go and see Epic. He's got a deer, nice. He's already in one little boar. Some of these villages are a bit poorly. Meanwhile, Stealth lures the second boar. That's nice. That looks pretty clean, didn't it? He seems to be chilling with it, letting his deers chill though. And then we've got Esgedda is also pushing in this deer. Look at that. And he's got his villagers working nice and cleanly on the boar. That's very nice. Snapped it just as he was trying to escape. Everyone's going for a very similar boar build order. As Esgedda tries to bring in his last boar, shoots him down. It's so nice that you can do this with the town centre, I think. Now we're with Epic, so he's got enough to go up to feudal. Looks like he's going for a fast feudal. He is, indeed. And he's already got a barracks up. So, as the Japanese, I'm sure he's going to go for those men-at-arms, the fast attacking infantry. He has got himself housed though, but that's fine. Pando just needs a bit more food. That deer is a little bit far away, and this one's similar distance. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. And he's got his other villagers taking these. Has he taken both those? I'm going to assume that he has. He hasn't found these sheep. But what by sheep? Obviously, I mean cows. Daisy and Marmaduke, perhaps.
It's
so interesting watching others play because you're in the moment. You are like, this is the most stressful experience of my entire life. I cannot do this, especially when you've got people watching. It's the Ratstack tourney. This is an awesome community game that Bluebird and Ants have done such an awesome job organising over the last few weeks. There have been some fantastic games across all the brackets, and it's just a real great example of what this community, this AOE2 Console controller community can do. You love to see it, especially in a time of all these bugs that the devs may or may not fix. Now, is Esgedda going to get this last deer? I think he will. But I'm sure, I feel for these guys because when I was playing in this tournament earlier in the lower mid elo bracket with my buddy Cool Phil. Shout out to Cool Phil. And you can practice when you're on the ranked ladder or playing friendly games. It's so easy. Just chill. But then when you know that there might be one person watching, just one other person, and every move that you make is under the microscope, it just gets incredibly stressful. So we've got Esgedda here. He's also gone into feudal, and is getting an archery range up. Okay. Meanwhile, Pando has gone for a double stable. I like it, Pando. And these guys, we've got some action. Look at this, Epic with a man-at-arms tower rush. Stealth Warrior panic down another tower. He's going to try and block him off, but there's still all this gaping hole there, and he actually gives up on that house. That is not going to last very long. And Pando has now come in with his scouts around the side. These villas are weak. It's a 2v1 as Epic and Pando go in, and Stealth Warrior has a decision to make now. Does he fight the men-at-arms with the bills? It's dangerous. I mean, he gets one. They are just out of range of the PC. If he can drag them back in, that is good. That is nice. And he gets it from the tower as well, but he does lose a couple of bills there. Meanwhile, Pando's back here. He gets scared away, shooed away by Stealth Warrior's villagers who take down Epic's scout, and now this villager is exposed. She's panicked. She just wants to mine wood or chop gold. Scratch that, flip that, reverse it. Mine gold and chop wood, but she won't. She is now going to slowly decompose into the pixelated ground. And more scouts are coming in, and this is all pressure is from Pando and Epic. They have been cooking this tournament, haven't they? They've got it down. But look at that, that's nice defense from Stealth Warrior, who, manages to push Pando's scouts away, but they're going to come back for more. And there's increasingly weak villagers there. Stealth Warrior needs to wall this up. And these guys, this is what, when there's pressure in this sort of age, when you're not in control of it, it's so easy to just feel like everything's getting away from you and you can't control things, and it's like panic. Some spears would be great. I wonder, he has got some spears coming out, and he has got this now, although this guy is unfortunately going to go straight down. He's on the wrong side of that house, and he's deleted this house wall. Meanwhile, I love this. I love this from Epic to have the foresight to wall in his tower. Just means that, you know, because otherwise you're at real risk of being Bill rushed down. And Pando is just scouting around the edge now. This area is still exposed. There's still some very weak bills. Now, will Pando expose it? Now, will he get trapped with these spears? Takes one bill down, another bill down. Spears it in, and he takes two, and he takes the third. Okay, nice defense from Stealth Warrior there. But he's still got Epic to deal with. Epic's got archers now. Score is close. Score is really close, and at the same time, Esgedda is in Pando's base with archers. That's really nice. The best defense is a good offense, and when your buddy is being attacked, you know, Esgedda could have brought over his archers to help out, but they would have just gone down to scouts, so he's made absolutely the right call here. And that's a lot of bills coming over to complete these buildings. But one bill has already gone down, one is already weak from Pando, and he needs to build. I think actually Pando might have been better bringing his scouts back. Now all of these guys, there's still a very weak bill there. This guy's probably going to go down. Yep, doesn't get back to his farm. He just wanted a farm, you know. There's a tower gone up like that to defend the gold. Epic. This is a funky base. Look at that. Walls, walls, and more walls. He's cooking. He's focused on this palisade wall. He should really be trying to shoot down the Vil, which he now does. Doesn't get her. Esgedda is just chilling back here. I think he is completely focused. They are just completely focused on this. 7 archers. Panda's done a pretty good job of directing them in this way, but this is completely walled, and he's actually gonna Esgedda's probably gonna get these sheep, these cows, but he's gonna focus on the villagers first. He'll probably get a kill there. Yep, and another. Panda needs to react. He does. And Esgedda gets 2 free cows. Look at that. That's fun. Meanwhile, wrong base. It's a lot from Epic here. And now Esgedda is up to castle age. Ooh. This is suddenly looking really nice. I thought that Esgedda and Stealth Warrior were going to be in trouble when Pando and Stealth attacked. When Pando and Epic attacked Stealth Warrior. But Pando's eco is now... He's up to castle. Epic is now in his base. He's not yet up to castle. But this is... Ooh, lots of bills are going to go down. This could be it right here. But Esgedda did a lot of damage to... I want to go back to Pando's base to see what's happened, but we're going to stay with this just to see what the final death toll is, because this is a massacre. And, you know, the scores flip again, and they don't even get the power up. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. Okay. And, oh, and now Esgedda, who has the castle advantage, is going over to Epic's build, but just doesn't get... That's a really quick reaction from Epic. And now Pando's up to castle. See, that was, I'm sure, what Epic needs to move these out of range of the tower fire. Keep them with those builds. Garrisons in that tower, bro. Like, don't walk them towards the archers. No, don't walk them towards the archers. Oh! Because he's just parked these guys up and is looking worried by this. I mean, Epic got lost some villagers to Esgedda then. And these archers are just tanking this arrow fire. Now they move. But Epic lost a lot there, and oh, this game is really tough to call. Esgedda is sending more archers forward. He's sending up a second town centre. Now Epic is into castle, and Stealth Warrior is nowhere near it. He's got 14 builds. That was brutal, and this is going to come down to whether Esgedda can damage. I mean, he took some more builds from the gold from Epic, but can Esgedda damage enough, do enough damage to Epic and Pando? I'm not sure that they're going to be able to. Stealth Warrior did some nice damage just through shooting down Epic's archers, but it's essentially going to be 2v1 for a while. Pando's not in a position to do provide a lot of help, but he's so, let's compare, he's got 33 villages and is in castle. Stealth Warrior has 18 villages, 19 pop overall. He's got 2 towers on his base, and he is nowhere near castle. But this is really great from Esgedda. He denies Epic's tower. Stealth Warrior can relate to that. And now it's going to be a case of crossbowman micro. But look, skirms and knights coming in from Pando at the same time. Esgedda has more crossbow numbers, but this is a good comp from the yellow and red team. But wow, look at that. Esgedda really good micro there, showing the skills on display from Team PlayStation here, but the micro just isn't quite there. Epic just stands there, doesn't micro at all, and he clears up Esgedda's army. And even though the scores are still pretty close, I think that might be it. Let's see what Esgedda is cooking. Strange when you think I'd flip it across. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. He's got 2 town centres. Epic was just throwing up his second town centre. And Esgedda has 40 villages, but he's lost his army now. Pando, gonna wipe. Switching to Pando's point of view sent me to Stealth Warrior. He's still only on 1 TC, but he's not far off the number of vills that Esgedda has. Meanwhile, Epic has 35, so Esgedda definitely has the best eco. Epic does have 2 TCs now, so he'll start to boom back up, and then it's just Stealth Warrior, 24 vills. He's done a nice job to reboom, but you know, he's 1 push away really, and here come more crossbowmen from Epic. Just gonna camp out here. Meanwhile, Pando's under attack. Just a little scout push, just a cheeky little scout push. I think I don't love that from Stealth Warrior. I feel like he obviously wanted to contribute, but 3 scouts against 2 castle age opponents. You know, feudal age scouts, when your economy is in the doldrums, the best thing you can do is focus on getting up to castle, and that is, you know, that's almost 300 food right there. And how much, you know, that's, you've got 540 food, you know, that is in itself the res you need to hit castle. He is on 28 bills, so he should be hitting castle soon. These crossbowmen, are focusing on the barrier? Not sure I love that. You could just take out the palisade gate and waltz right into his base. But everyone's at that feudal, they're kicking back mostly. Pando though, oh, he's sending his knights, and 1 single town centerville from Esgedda. You don't want to be doing that. Here the rest of them come. They've just been pathing. Thank you, pathing. And Pando, what can he see? Does he see this? There he sees it, and he's going to feast on these vills. Yeah. Oh, this surely is it. He's not taking the vills out. He's going for the town centre. That's a misclick. Now he goes for the vills. See, I think he just patrol in there. Yeah, and now you could just put 1 or 2 knights there to camp it, and the rest of them can go in. I mean, Esgedda's got a nice little crossbowman army there. He's on 2.5 TCs. Epic is in Stealth Warrior's base. Thinks better of it, but drives those villages off farms. Stealth Warrior is now up to castle. And that is a very small choke point. And now what does Esgedda do? Scores aren't horrible, but they are slowly moving away, and good. Pushes those knights off. And he's got some of the upgrades, the Mongols. I'm not sure of Mongol knights. I think this is GG's. I think that massacre on the woodline. Stealth Warrior is up to Castle Age now, but I think barring a miracle, it's just I can't see a win condition at the moment, unless you know one of Epic or Pando just throw their army away as the forward castle goes up. Defensive castle, I'm not sure about that position. Hold your stone, but you want to be defending this, or I feel like a defensive castle doesn't help you. A forward castle on Epic space, I think I would have loved to see if you're going to stay in this game. Just send it. Whack a castle on this hill with a siege workshop and just put pressure on Epic. And force him away from your buddy, because Stealth Warrior is now in a dire situation. But he's going imp. Okay, so let's maybe get on those Mamelukes. Mamelukes are an insane unit. They will absolutely feast on these knights, even though there are a lot of knights on Pando. And I think Esgedda, he's been defending at home. He knows that he's the only way that they survive, but at the same time, you definitely can't survive if your buddy goes down. And he's desperately throwing up a castle to defend this gold, but it feels like it's just a case of can I cockroach my way into staying alive for just long enough that there's a mistake, you know, Epic sends his archers straight under the castle, that sort of thing. I mean, I like the double siege workshop, that's good, from Stealth Warrior. He is Slav, so he gets good siege bonuses, and he needs to be going Mango to try and defend against these crossbowmen, but if they're just hanging out by this castle, it's going to be really hard to defend against him. Epic's going for his own siege workshop, and he's only got 3 on food, he's got 0 in res in the bank. See, that's what I mean, like, he sees the castle and retreats immediately. If he did what he did again earlier, and like, hang out under the castle fire, there's a chance, but meanwhile, Pando is being shooed away by Mamelukes and crossbowmen. One thing I like about Pando and Epic and Esgedda, they've been getting really good. They've been focused on getting their upgrades in. And poor Stealth Warrior, 3 on food, 60 in the bank. I can see this going in purely because green and blue don't want to call it, which is fair enough. You know, you're in the tournament, you want to also ease your way into the game. I think sometimes you want to play a little bit longer just to familiarize yourself with how things are working. And look, here's the victory condition. Esgedda is in. Epic is on his way. Pando will be there soon. If he comes in with his knight, I like that. Look at this samurai. They've changed the unit attack graphics, and yeah, if you get out of the way of the castle fire, you can take down these siege, and it's going to feel horrible for Esgedda at the moment. For Stealth Warrior, he's been under the cosh since the get-go. And Yeah, the knights, you do lose a lot of the knights, those scorpions. Actually, well done to Stealth Warrior, you've got a good clear up there, you could really do with ballistics. And now the Mamelukes are there. So what's the next play? I mean, it's all the battle is happening here. There's no attack on Pando or Epic's bases. Those scorpions will destroy those samurai. That's nice. That's a big battle over here. There's a treb, one single treb. It's a trickle treb. You don't want to be trickle and trebbing. You know, it's so difficult because you know you're panicked. You're desperately trying to save your buddy. You want to get down the castle. You want to make the most of your imp time advantage. But if you don't have any defense for that treb, it's going to go down so quickly. And actually, ballistics isn't in for Pando. So can Esgedda show us what he's got with his micro? He gets the hill, but even then, skirms versus crossbow, what's the difference? Yes, get those Mamelukes. Mamelukes do take more spear damage from skirmishes since one of the recent patch updates, but they will clear these up. Mamelukes are just such a great unit, man. They are so good, and they have such high pierce damage. As Epic has sent a random battering ram this way, that is not going to do well. And now more production buildings, more barracks going down, and Epic has a treb of his own. Now this is fine. When you've got a castle, I think trickle trebbing is alright. You just want to start getting that damage done. As I realise there's only one new TC from Stealth Warrior. There was some really good crazy score flipping in the early part of the game, but yeah, I think this... Oh, also, unfortunately, that cleanup here on the wood line by Epic when his archers took him out, that was it. You know, I've seen enough though to think that these games are going to be really close, and they're going to, as Epic just signals to Pando, I'm going to clear this up, and yeah, this is it, isn't it? Arbalest and just Arbalest to take out Mamelukes and crossbowmen, and I'm sure we're going to see the end of it now. They're going to tap out, surely. Treb goes down. 3 trebs. I mean, Stealth Warrior desperately trying to keep this castle up. It's not going to stay up. He's got a real army of siege and... yeah. Epic's slinging Pando food. And he's making scouts? Are they just trolling now? Another time center? I mean, they're not quitting. I mean, Esgedda's base is good, but again, now you've got so many stables from Pando. Look at these 3 town centers all in a line.
Amarmindu.
That's nice. 42 farms. Great stuff. Oh, I should have just taken it out there. Go on. Yeah. Oh, but he took out so many scorpions. What brutal, man. And upgraded Arbalest. Arbalester. Go on. This is fine. I think you just got to take this fight. Stealth Warrior, you know. Oh, as the scout cavalry come in, upgraded to light cav. And Pando's now clicked up to him. You know, this has been a game to forget. Oh, but the castle's gone down because Esgedda's taking out Epic in the back, but yeah, poor Stealth Warrior, you know, he has clung on for dear life, but Pandosopoderoso and Epic have absolutely cooked this game. And yeah, all that pierce armor doesn't do anything against this many Arbala. And frantically trying to get out there. I'm amazed they haven't called the GG. Honestly, it was pretty even for a long while, but they're like Stealth Warrior is basically dead. He's got 49 bills, 2 military units, which I guess are, yeah, these 2 scorpions in here. He's run, you know, he's popped his villagers back in, and now they're just saying, yeah, let's. What can they say? Yeah. He needs to run into Pando's base, but Pando's got 2 castles, he's got 4 town centres, and he's in the Imperial Age. And this is going down. The charge of the light cavalry brigade. If you're watching this and you're British like me, you will know that reference. The charge of the light brigade. One of the most devastating disasters in British military history is we sent our dragoons, our light armoured cavalry into the heavy cannons at the Battle of Clava, I believe. And then there's, there's nothing. The final holdout of Stealth Warrior, it's like Helm's Deep, but it's literally just the women and children of Rohan, all of whom have seen too many winters. And yeah, I mean, I wonder, well, can these light cavalry take them out? There's only 15 pop space in the town centre. Esgedda is going to try and do something, but he's Mamelukes. What was he doing?
Hello?
And now these are hussars as well. I mean, these they'll kill some of these. Okay, he's going for a castle. I mean, this is good. That's great position for the castle on the hill. And yeah, Stealth Warrior resigns because if he didn't, yeah, 15, and they're all in that. And then 4 scorpions in this, and he's got nothing. And Esgedda, I guess, is just wanting to maybe try and take out this, but now the 2 armies come in. This is brutal. I wonder how long Esgedda will play on for. I was hoping to cast more of this. It's very late over here in the UK, so I don't know if I'll be able to play more. If they'd resigned earlier when it was GG, I think we could have definitely maybe casted the full set of this, but as it is, Esgedda seems to be cockroaching on. I do think this is probably a late GG. As Pando is actually going to take down this forward castle. Esgedda shows no sign of giving up. His buddy is gone a long time ago. I wonder what they're saying in chat. GG, there's the GG. Okay. Nice. Well, look. Well played to Epic and Pando. Well played to Esgedda and Stealth Warrior. GG's. There were a few moments that just spun it. You know, I think the crucial moment was Epic getting his archers into Stealth Warrior's woodline and Stealth Warrior not being able to get that tower up. He lost his entire woodline. You know, I think he probably lost like 10, 15, maybe even 20 vills. At the same time, you know, Esgedda had managed to bring them back into the game basically single-handedly. by attacking Pando and causing a huge amount of damage to his base, completely disrupted his attack. And fair play to Stealth Warrior, he defended really well. He had a 2v2, and he was able to come out the other side and cling on. And had it not been for that woodline incident, I think he could have reboomed and really caused some difficulties for our red and yellow team, because when Esgedda moved over to Epic, he also put him under some serious pressure, took him off gold, took him off the wood, killed quite a few of his vills, and unfortunately it was just that significant, that higher proportion loss of your villages from Stealth Warrior in feudal when everyone else is up to castle just means that you're always at a disadvantage for the rest of the game. But there's definitely, these players are going to make some mistakes, they're going to have good skill plays, and there's enough from both of them, I think, to definitely test the other team. So this set is definitely not over, and we're just going to wait. We're going to wait until the next one comes up, and we will cast one more. And hey, Chief Boy, saw your message. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Really appreciate it. Hey, Nikoshi. Yeah, I mean, I could do with some AI viewers. This is my first time casting from a third-person perspective, another team game. So yeah, hit me up with any feedback. I'm keen to learn, and hopefully you like this. There's no pressure, obviously, but it's I gotta rep my PlayStation crew, and great to see four PlayStation players make it this far in the tournament. Which again, massive shout out to Ants and Bluebird and everyone involved in the Ratstack tournament, because it's been really, really fun to play in it and to watch the games as well. And let's just have a quick look at these stats. So as you can see, Epic really cooking there. Esgedda taking the second place. Pando doing well. Nice economy. Stealth Warrior, you got really unlucky. It's really hard to get 2v2 like that. Scouts, man-at-arms in a tower rush. Pando and Epic had a good strat down. You got to have some feudal pressure, and it really disrupts the opponent. Esgedda had a good plan with his archer push, and he executed that really well. This is when it gets chaotic, when it goes back and forth, But I mean, yeah, Stealth Warrior's KD ratio is pretty brutal there. And let's just have a look. I just want to see. Stealth Warrior only got up to 53 vills. That's brutal. Okay, let's get back in, and they might be taking a break. And my dog is just barking, probably at foxes in the garden. I might just have to go and sort him out so he doesn't wake my wife up. Let's see if I can find it. I'll just... That's not right, is it? 3v3.
Sperry doesn't turn on, that's the main thing. Just need a wee minute to cool down. You know how I get I get frustrated. Because they're trying to ban your teacher. Yeah, that's true. True, he is part of the dream team, so.
Aha, and we are here. Oh, it's flashed up and it's disappeared. Esgedda's game, African Clearing. Nice. Let's get back right into it. And we've got who's that? The Gujaras, the Hindustanis, and the Tudans versus the Vikings and the Huns. I like the Huns on African Clearing for that free horse that you get, which you should just use to hoover up all the sheep and cows. Oh, Hindustanis. Okay, let's see what their African Clearing starts are like. And let's get this on full map. As we got Esgedda in the blue deciding to walk away and then come back to plant his TC there. Meanwhile, we've got Epic just over here going for a stroll. Stealth Warrior and Esgedda popping up some houses. Stealth Warrior on the other side of the map to Esgedda. Pretty close to Epic and Pando have decided to take this north corner. Can work, can be good. It can also mean that you are completely penned in, and once they find you, they find both of you. So it can be good if you want to get away with it and just get away with it for a little bit and just sneak a little bit more to separate your people the way that Esgedda and Stealth Warrior have. But yeah, I like the Huns on this from Pando. We saw in the last game who likes those scouts. So I can see him doing something similar again in this one. those TCs are going to be up almost identically, but Stealth and Esgedda have got their TCs up quickly, and they're pumping out bills, and I like their start more than I like Epic's and Pando's. But Pando's got that Hunnic horse, so off you go, buddy. Find those sheep. You're immediately going to steal your friend's sheep, that's fine. And get scouting. Now let's stay with Pando's point of view for a bit, just because I want to see how he does with this horse. And what he finds. Everyone's going to be going for fish, I guess. You know, I think that's the right move. You get food so quickly. He should be, any moment now, he should be running into Stealth Warrior's base. The thing you don't want to do, and sorry, Cool Phil, I'm going to call you out here for what happened in our game. The thing you do not want to do with this Hunnic horse is, well, this. Just go, fling it madly, and not pay any, just forget about it, because that is a surefire way to get it running straight into a TC, and he's run completely past Stealth Warrior. That's quite amazing. He's gone just down there and missed it. I think he might miss it completely. Oh no, yeah, he's... Ooh, it's here. He could well lose this Hunnic horse. And that's what happened to me and my buddy Phil, Cool Phil's game. Does Stealth Warrior notice this? Oh, just passing? No, he gets it. Ooh. Very close. Pando is lucky. Pando is very lucky. Now he needs to make sure that his pathing is different now. But he okay, so they know where Stealth Warrior is. That's good. And we can get on with checking out the rest of our viewers, the rest of our players. What me and my buddy Phil did was we had a plan to use the horse to collect all the sheep to find out where our opponents were, and unfortunately it passed straight under the TC, and Horsey was no more. If he's cutting through the middle now. Esgedda has gone to the nearest wood line. I like it. I like it a lot. He's in between two, sort of even three. He's not unreasonable fish, but he's going to mill these zebra or zebra. Z is for zebra. And Pando is still collecting food. Another thing that the Hunnic horse should give you is good intel on where these bush pig are. And you want to be bringing those in as quickly as possible as well, I think. And he and Epic are also going to the woodlines. They probably want to be thinking about walling them in soon enough. There he is. Epic has blown out the traps here, but this comes down to the start. You know, Pando on 16 bills, Epic on 16 bills, Esgedda on 17, Stealth Warrior on 17. A whole other bill in it just from getting those TCs down quicker. Pando's score is high just because he's been scouting. Has he lost the scout? I think he has. Oh no, there he is. Still looking for stuff. And Pando's gone up. Esgedda's on his way. Epic is not quite up. He's not far off. Stealth Warrior is up. And at the moment, I mean, it's really close. as Stealth Warrior brings in this bush pig. But I think I like Stealth Warrior and Esgedda's position slightly more than Pando's and Epic. Epic is walling off. I think that's good. It will force them to come in from this side. And Pando's doing well to bring in these bush pigs. He stopped scouting? What can they say? He hasn't found Esgedda, but they do know where Stealth Warrior is, and now Pando is also walling. And seeing that uptime from Esgedda is going to make Pando and Epic quite nervous, and then they see the uptime from Stealth Warrior and think, okay. And Pando's probably saying to Epic, bro, are you almost in feudal? And Epic saying, yeah man, 86%, 87. See, okay, so Stealth Warrior is going for this approach, which is what I thought might be the way to approach it, which is to wall in your wood line, rather than try and make this massive wall, because... Did I just see some blue over here? Oh, it's sheep. Okay. It's just sheep. Another sheep over here. I saw Oro on my mini-map and I thought Esgedda was attacking, but he actually just very kindly donated a sheep to Pando, Pandosopoderoso and Epic. And yep, look at that. It's a tried and tested method that Pando's got, but that's the double stable again. And Epic's getting housed. Pando, of course, can never get housed because he's the Huns. Doesn't mean you can't do house walls, but it's such a good bonus, really. And now Esgedda will have seen the double stable with that sheep that he, again, another donated sheep, missile sheep, scout sheep, spy sheep.
Man.
And 6 scouts straight away from Pando. It's big. Epic is not really walling. He was going for a fast castle. Sorry, Esgedda. Yeah. And this is going to be key. Will Pando... Pando doesn't know he exists, so I guess Pando's going to go to Stealth Warrior. And it's the same again. Wow, look at that. Man-at-Arms and tower. But Stealth Warrior got the tower down. He's the Tudors. So they do get murder holes free, but I think they only get that in Castle Age. Correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, I don't love towering the using the Vikings to tower the Teutons here. I really don't. But now Pando has come in with his scouts and they go straight under the TC. I think when they realise that Esgedda's gone for a fast castle, they're going to be in some serious trouble. And they're targeting Stealth Warrior again. I feel so bad for Stealth Warrior, man. Because Esgedda is now almost in castle, and Epic and Pando have not done any damage, really. They've disrupted it. The Stealth Warrior, sure. But he's still on 27 bills, he's in a good position. And now Esgedda's in the Castle Age. But the scouts do make it in. And so do the Men-at-Arms. And they need to kill this tower before it kills them. Go for these villagers now, Pando. Oh, wow. Okay, he's spotted the villagers on the gold, but again, he's running straight under the TC. There's going to be a town belt? Nope, but it basically is. He gets one. Tower goes down over here, and these guys are going. It's the same again. It's not quite as brutal, but they're repairing the gate. Meanwhile, Pando's scout goes down. This is all going to be determined by whether Esgedda's safe boom. What's he sending over here? Camels. Well, these camels will destroy these scouts, and they won't do badly against the men-at-arms. See, I think if Pando had uses his horse to scout a bit better. I mean, can he see? Can Pando? He still doesn't know where Esgedda is. And yep, all of the scouts go down to 2 camels who barely get scratched. And Pando's flashing now, and he's saying, "Dude, we're in a pickle. We are in a pickle." He's not far from Castle, but they need to get up to Castle Age yesterday. And Epic is also not anywhere near it. And now, yeah, I think the damage has been pretty bad to Stealth Warrior again. But I think that could get reversed very quickly if Esgedda plays his cards right. It's delicately poised. Very, very similar to the first game, in fact. Very, very similar. All these builds. Doink! Good work from the spear there to hit that scout, but now these camels are going to come in and they are going to destroy. Nope, they're not. They thought about destroying this tower and those soldiers, but they've decided, no, we need to pivot and go towards Castle Age. And Epic needs to click up. He's been ready to go to Castle Age. He's had the res for ages, but it's distracting because, yeah, his castle does go down because of those scouts. Does lose a couple of scouts doing it. He just needs to focus in. Pando is at least has clicked up, but he's fully into the cavalry, and Esgedda has caught it. He's got the perfect counter. Pando needs... Sorry, pardon me, it's late. Pando needs to predict this, and he needs to resist the urge to stick to the game plan. He needs to adapt. He should be probably maybe dropping a second layer of palisade here. He needs to be getting spears. One spear is not going to be enough. And, you know, you've got the res for it. Epic's going on to stone. Is he thinking castle? I mean, the Vikings, once they're up, will have the best eco bonus in the game. It's got to be the best eco bonus in the game. Wow, Esgedda has decided to just completely chill. I'm so surprised by this. He had the Castle Age advantage and he did nothing with it. You know, he cleared Pando's scouts, that was good. But now Pando's up, Epic's going to be up soon. Stealth Warrior is not going to be up soon. And Esgedda is not pressed the advantage. You know, you need to be more aggressive. I need to be more aggressive. I know it's like part of my game that I need to improve, but I think it's GG's. I think Esgedda needed to attack, and he's just let these guys completely turtle up into their base. I mean, Pando's got 3 TCs, and he's full on booming. Esgedda does have 3 TCs as well, and the Hindustanis obviously have great eco. We're gonna do a Age of Empires 2 and chill. So grab your honeys, grab your lady friends and your guy friends and your boyfriends and your girlfriends and your them friends, and open up a bottle of Bud or something that doesn't taste like piss, and settle in, because everyone's booming. Stealth Warrior's trying to get back in. Epic's out to castle, and he is going to do something. Meanwhile, Esgedda is now on 4 TCs, but only military he has are these guys over here. Pando's now thinking about a fourth CC. I think he just bought some more stone. Stealth Warrior is in the Castle Age, and look, every single person is in the Castle Age at the same time. I don't think that happened last game. But now Epic is moving out. The only thing I would say, Epic once again going archers. Obviously, they like this. This is how they play. As I take a sip of water. I think on a map like African Clearing, when the spaces between players can be so great, archers isn't necessarily that great. I like it against Stealth Warrior, but it's not going to be very good when it comes to pushing Esgedda. And Esgedda is, you know, he's got the highest score of all the players at the moment. And he drops a defensive castle. Again, it's just very passive, very passive. I really love these outposts from Epic. Let's see, what can he see? This is just really good. It just gives you that first line of defense. Would love to see him just spread out. In fact, spread out all the way around here. They know where Esgedda is now, which is good. They didn't know that for a while. But you need a forward siege workshop. Oh, here we go. Camels versus crossbowmen. It's not going to be good. Esgedda needs to get a university, and he needs to get ballistics. But this is like the best army I've seen from Stealth Warrior. Last time while he was put behind and wanted to contribute, he made scouts. I think he realised that was a mistake, and so he focused on getting Castle Age, which is the right play. And all those arrows completely miss. But they do leave. I used to be so obsessed with this as a kid. I used to love the fact that the original Age of Empires 2, Age of Kings, had this thing that an arrow could be fired into the ground and then it would slowly decay over time. Like, how cool is that? I've never come across that before in all my life. And I was obsessed with it. I was like, that's so realistic. Just like being in Lord of the Rings, or just like being in Troy, you know. And Esgedda, Epic is not going to find the same level of feast that he did last time on the Woodline, and Stealth Warrior is making the correct play, which is to drop a siege workshop, and he should make some mangonels to deal with these crossbows. There has not been any real attack. Oh, these cavalry archers are going to run straight into these camels, and they are slow camels. I think Esgedda has researched husbandry, whereas Pando has not. He needs to. It's the right move to do cav archers with Huns though on this map. That can give you some really good mobility. But Pando, you do need to get husbandry. They'll just... Oh, and I hear some more arrows going fire over here. These knights could get in a position to attack. They've got one of the armor upgrades as 2 villages and a knight goes down. Nope, this is not it. Really good micro from Epic here. And all of Stealth Warrior's knights go down. I think that's GG. I think GG had already happened, weirdly, as I said earlier, even though But this could be interesting. Esgedda has gone with Gulams, which obviously have a really high pierce armor. They're not quite the same as, say, like a Huskal or even a Jean Swordsman, but they are so fast. And these crossbowmen are going to hightail out of there because they realise they're going to die otherwise. And now the Gulams will die to the arrows of the castle and the crossbowmen. And the Berserks are coming out to fight the Gulams. That's really good. That's a really good switch. As Panda drops a defensive castle, and yeah, these guys have just decided full on turtle, do not lose this game from here on out. And he's sending in his cavalry archers. I love this. does mean that we're split a bit, because I want to keep an eye on what's going on. He takes one bill. This is where the micro is so difficult, and you want to... They keep them turning to shoot, but not getting those arrows away, and they're just 3 times now. They're just not... And 4. It's so nerve-wracking doing this sort of micro. You want to get it right. You have to get it right. You don't want to lose your cav, your CA to the camels. And he kills her. What did that bush pig ever do to you, Pando? Poor bush pig. And I am getting asked by my wife to stop casting because I'm keeping her up. So I think I will keep watching this. I will just keep talking quietly. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch to a new audio setup because as much as I love Age of Empires 2, I also love my wife, and as much as I want to keep watching Pando, Epic, Esgedda and Stealth Warrior, I also want to still be married and I don't want a divorce. So, apologies for the last bit of this matchup. We're going to be sounding slightly different. It might be better. I was previously on a different headphone setup and use it and having to play the game audio as well. So we'll reduce that, and as we carry on here, I mean, Stealth Warrior has a lot of scorpions, and I guess that's his thought, that's the one win condition. If he can just hold up, those scorpions will help repel a lot of attacks, and Esgedda is an imp. So he needs to make the most of this imp timing, though, because that is his one advantage right now compared to Pando and Epic, that he's got the technological superiority. But if he doesn't do anything, I mean, he's so far away, he's completely on the other side of the map, and Stealth Warrior is now facing a castle drop, and Esgedda needs to help his buddy. This is going to be... I mean, Cav Archers won't do well against Scorpions. Not sure if those Scorpions have ballistics, though. Don't think they do, doesn't look like it. Knights are trying to take those villagers out building the castle, but Berserks and Long Swordsmen are going to destroy that. Esgedda is coming over with Elite Ghulams. That's good. They'll do really nicely against the Scorpions. Scorpions are on his own side. They'll do nicely against the Cav Archers, but will do very poorly against the Long Swords. And they also are so slow. I mean, they're the fastest, or one of the fastest infantry units, but they can't get here fast enough. And now Stealth Warrior's army has just gone down completely. That castle's going to go up. This is GG. Their high pierce armor's lovely and all. I mean, it might just stop the castle. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. He does deny it. It's at like 99% or something, though. It denies it only temporarily. And, Long Swords and Berserks in Stealth Warrior's base. And Stealth Warrior GG's. Stealth Warrior gives up completely. And Esgedda is surely going to follow suit soon. Just too late there, helping his buddy. And I think the right decision from Pando and Epic, they recognise that Esgedda's in Imp. They got to go fast. They got to get Stealth Warrior out of the game, and that's exactly what they've done. So, and actually, Pando's, almost 3/4 of the way to Imp, 2/3 of the way to Imp right now himself, and Esgedda needs to do something miraculous. He's got the highest score by a comfortable way, but I just can't see how he pulls it out back from here. Yeah, I mean, as I said, that castle is a bit of a doubt castle. But it is going to get completed. Look, and there they come now. And I'm just going to try and fiddle with the volume a bit here as well. Once again, getting live feedback from my beautiful, loving, incredible wife. She's the best. But I need a well-rested wife. So let's try and turn some of this stuff down, shall we? Might be sensible. The second castle's up. It actually really doesn't matter anymore because Stealth Warrior's out of the game. So, Esgedda's going to play on, and Panda's now an imp. It's just really tough because when you're 2v1 in this situation, your unit will always have a counter. Like, one of the two players can just create the counter unit to your unit, and the other one can create the units that will take your base down. I mean, is he sending forward a castle here with those vills? I think maybe what Esgedda needed to do is earlier in the game go forward to help his buddy out with the castle. I don't love this castle. It's sort of... It's a quasi-defensive castle. It's like nice on some stone, sure, but I mean, what's it going to accomplish? You know, maybe delay the inevitable a bit, allow you to get a few more res unattacked, but you know, Epic and Pando are in the driving seat here. If Esgedda isn't getting damage on them, all they can do, I mean, look at all these production buildings going down now. Like, this is exactly what they can do. They can create a base that is unbeatable, undestroyable, a flow of soldiers that will be pretty much limitless. It will certainly feel limitless. And I guess, you know, this is Esgedda's last time likely in this final until this tournament, until the next one. He's played really well this game, you know, but if this were a 1v1, you'd be thinking, yeah, he's smashed this, but unfortunately it's a 2v2 and his teammate is out of the game. And despite having a 2k score lead, or a score that is 2k higher than either of his opponents, you should combine that score, really, shouldn't you? You know, you've got two people on 7,000 score versus you on 9,000. You know, that's a big difference. I mean, it's not insurmountable, I think. You know, there is a chance, again, you know, if an opponent accidentally walks his army under a castle and doesn't see it. But look at these massed longswords now. They will destroy the Ghulams because they get bonus damage against shock infantry types like them. Pando is also making cav. Maybe there'll be one epic final battle and we can clip it. That's what we got to root for here, I think. And yeah, I wonder what you're thinking in Esgedda's position right now. Probably like, yeah, I've got to just defend and hope for the best, or hope that your opponent makes a mistake. If you're Pando and Epic, you just completely locked in. You want to max out your tech tree. You want to make sure you've got enough production buildings built up, so if you do lose your army, you can quickly get it back. And yeah, I mean, Esgedda looks like he's making a move with these Ghulams. They are not going to have a great time against all these Hussar. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be a brutal fight. He's kiting. He's running away. Bring them under the castle fire, maybe. That's his best chance, but the mobility is on Pando's side here, even with those fast-moving Ghulams. And yeah, he sees the castle and he pulls away the majority of his force. Meanwhile, the two-handed swordsmen are coming in. By the way, love the two-handed swordsman. When I was a kid, I used to not like upgrading to champion because I preferred the way the two-handed swordsman looked with the gold at the top and the red trousers. Just so sick. I mean, the hand cannoneers here is the perfect counter from Esgedda for these infantry. They will shred those infantry, especially with the Ghulams as a meat shield. But look, here comes Pando with his winged hussars. When the winged hussars arrived, that's the song that's playing in my head right now by Sabaton. If you don't know it, check it out. Epic tune. It's like he's ridden in with his Rohirrim, King Theoden shouting, "Death! Death! Death!" And this is a monstrous cleanup. That is an epic battle. As the castle falls in the background, wow, wow. And the winged hussars go off to slay the rest of Esgedda's base. He doesn't have any epic Oliphants to combat them. He's got some Trebs that are going to get destroyed. Down they go. And you have to wonder now how long Esgedda's going to stay in this game for. He surely knows it's over at this point and probably just wanted to fight one epic battle, which he's absolutely done. And Pando also has half a dozen Trebs behind this push as Esgedda's men put up another valiant fight by these little walls, and Pando drops 1,000,000 stables just in case he needs more winged hussars. But unlike the Battle of Vienna in 1683, I don't think the winged hussars were strictly necessary to secure victory on this occasion. I think that came earlier with the 2v1 against Stealth Warrior. And he drops the GG. Well played. Well played to you as well, Esgedda. Really well played, everyone. That's congrats to Pando and Epic. I think a really solid team performance from them. I feel bad for Stealth Warrior. As Esgedda says, good luck in the final. Nice. Love to see that, Esgedda. Good sportsmanship. Props. Big props. Yeah, I feel bad for Stealth Warrior. In both of those games, he got double teamed by Pando and Epic and got pretty unlucky with his TC placement on that one, just being next to two players who recognised that the way to win this game was to take him out. And Epic says, yeah, good luck. Good game, well played. And yeah, I think Esgedda got the timings in terms of advance to the next stage up, but ultimately it wasn't enough. Didn't make the most of those advantage and the timings. So good game all round. Congrats to Pando and Epic, who move forward to the next round of the Ratstack tournament. Massive shout out to Ants and Bluebird and everyone involved in the console community who've been putting that together. It's been a great 2v2 tournament. This has been a great game. This has been SammyDiamonds. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Really appreciate it. Until next time.